Ariel Helwani for mmarated.com, being joined by Trevor Prangley, who tomorrow night at the Playboy Mansion faces Anthony Ruiz. Trevor, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Good. How you guys doing?
This was I'm doing well, thank you for asking, by the way, but this was a short fight notice for you. We just found out that you were fighting actually earlier this week. You did have a fight coming up on October 11th against Matt Lindland, so I'm guessing you were in pretty good shape for this nonetheless.
Yeah, I had a fight. It's 3 weeks prior to where I would be fighting, so I'm not in the shape I'd want to be, but I'm in good enough shape to win. I've fought in a lot worse shape. If anybody's watched my career, they know that. So, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I got a fight. You know what I mean? After Matt fell out, I was pretty disappointed. It's been a while since I've been in the ring, and I was ready for that fight. But you know what I mean? It happens, and hopefully we'll get that fight down the road.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen you in action since November of '07. Why the hiatus? What took so long for you to get back in action?
I fought a lot that year. I fought like 7 times in 13 months, and I was really tired. And so I was going to take like a 2-month break, 3-month break. And when I came back, Bodog fell apart, and it took a while for that all to get sorted out. And then I was trying to get on with another contract somewhere else. And, it was just hard to find a home, really, believe it or not. So it took a while. I didn't want to sell myself short. I wasn't going to fight for peanuts. And I finally found a couple of places to sign me on. I got here at Strikeforce and a contract with Dream and then with Affliction. So I was pretty happy. It was worth waiting for.
You have a contract with Dream?
Yes.
When will you be fighting with them next?
Hopefully in November. I actually was supposed to fight for them pretty soon, but I pulled out of that fight because of the Matt Lindland fight, as I pulled out of the Playboy Mansion fight earlier, you know what I mean? To get that fight with Matt Lindland, I first spoke to Strikeforce and Dream, and we got it sorted out, and they were quite happy to let me, try and take part in that fight with Matt. So hopefully I can get on one of their cards this year. I know they're pretty booked up already, but if not, early next year. So.
Who were you supposed to fight originally for Dream?
We didn't have an opponent. It was up to a couple of guys, you know what I mean? And I'm not sure who it was going to be exactly, but I'm excited to go over there. I haven't been to Japan yet. I've always liked to watch them fight. I prefer fighting in a ring anyway, so I'm excited to get over there, see what I can do.
You mentioned you prefer fighting in a ring. Tomorrow night you'll be fighting in a cage. There are guys who prefer both. There are guys who prefer the ring, like yourself. Why the ring more than the cage?
Yeah, I just think it's fair. You know what I mean? You can't use the cage. It benefits the wrestler, so it does benefit me. But I think it's a lot more skill to get a good takedown in a ring. You know what I mean? The ring also has corners, so if you've got a guy that's running from you, you can stick him in a corner. You can cut him off a lot better. I think it creates better action in the ring.
All right, and let me quickly ask you, because you mentioned fighting for Affliction, Matt Lindland, Tom Atencio, the VP of Affliction Entertainment. We already know that there's going to be an upcoming show in January, but he said it's going to be a little different than the one that was supposed to happen in October. Do you have any kind of guarantee that you will be fighting on that card in January?
No guarantee I'll be fighting on the card in January, but that's MMA, right? Is there a guarantee of anything there? So hopefully I'll be on it. Whether or not I will, just time will tell. You know what I mean? If I'm not, it's just not meant to be that time. I'm sure it'll be down the road. I mean, it's a great fight. It's been talked about since I won the Bodog title, so I think it's going to happen, and I think it'll happen on Affliction. So.
You still have that title somewhere in your house?
Yeah, I do. It's a good little trinket. You know what I mean? It was good to win it. I really would have liked to defend it a couple of times, but like I said, it's just not meant to be,
You're going down in history as the final Bodog middleweight champion of the world. Affliction, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, undefeated.
Yeah. Undefeated. Very nice. Affliction is teaming up with Golden Boy. What are your thoughts on future MMA/boxing cards? Do you think that fans will want to purchase something like that?
Yeah, I think it will. It all depends who they put on the card, obviously, I think it's a good thing. I think they're going to draw a lot of boxing fans in, and I think the boxing fans will. There's a lot of boxing fans that are still keeping MMA at the, they got it out there at arm's length, and I think this is going to warm them up to it. You know what I mean? Boxing's taking a little bit of a pummeling right now, just because there's no superheroes out there like there was, 10, 15 years ago. But I think this could possibly help both sports. It's going to introduce new fans to both sides. So I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, like that, you only get 4 MMA matches on the card, so it's a little tougher for us to get fights. But I think in the long run, it's going to work out better. So.
All right, unless we forget, you are actually competing tomorrow night against Anthony Ruiz. Your thoughts on Anthony? He's been quite busy the last few months. He was actually a late replacement himself. This particular fight was supposed to be Babalu against Bobby Southworth, and it morphed into this. What are your thoughts on him?
On Anthony, I fought Anthony before, 3 years ago. He's a tough guy, you know what I mean? A lot of people said, oh, it'd be a good warm-up fight for Lindland next year or whatever. And I'm like, a guy like Anthony Ruiz never a warm-up fight. Everybody thinks, if you're more skilled or whatever, you're just going to walk in there and take the guy. It never works like that. It's MMA. He comes to fight. He doesn't quit. We've seen that in many of his fights, you know what I mean? And he's tough. He's going to throw right to the end. And he's just got to catch you right once. So I'm taking the fight very, very seriously. He's a dangerous opponent. And I think it's going to be a great fight, you know what I mean? I'm ready to test. I've been training hard over the last 10 months that I've taken off, and I think I've improved and sharpened my skills, so I'm ready to see how I do.
Is it weird for you to fight a guy who you'd already beaten a couple of years ago?
You know what? I normally don't like to do rematches, win or lose. Really, I'm not a rematch person because I fought that guy and I want to move on to something else. But, it was a short notice. I needed to get back in the ring and get a fight. When Lindland fell out, I took it. So it's not what I would preferably do, but it's what I had to do. You know what I mean? We all got to make a living. We all got to work. And I wanted to get back in the cage really badly. And so I took the fight.
All right, well, tomorrow night, Trevor Prangley finally returns to action when he faces Anthony Ruiz at the Playboy Mansion. Best of luck to you, Trevor.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.